Alright, and this is the Metal God 666 here, bringing you my video response to CoverkillerNation and his Slayer band review video. Now, I know you said, you can't have, an argument with a Slayer fan, this, Slayer fanatic, whatever. They're just like, that's not all of us. And of course, you're just making a broad, assumption, But I am a Slayer fan. Slayer is definitely been my favorite band for as long as I can remember. You know. But yeah, I definitely can agree with you on some of your points in your video because you did make some good points. I will sit down and have an argument with people, have a debate with people, not really argument, debate, with people, over certain stuff, If you're going to be logical, I'll be logical with you. And yeah, you're very logical with your stuff, so I'll be very logical with you, The people I fucking hate when they try to have, a debate, and they try to say something about Slayer, like, oh, all Slayer stuff sounds exactly alike. That's not logical, and that's not a debate. That's just you being stupid. Now, yes, I used to kind of be like how you're talking about, with the, just putting your ears over. I don't want to hear anything on Slayer. I'm going to fucking kill you, etc., etc. You're not a fucking metalhead unless you love Slayer, type. No. I used to be like that, yes, back when I was younger, especially, as a teenager, stuff like that. Yeah, of course, But, as seeing, like, especially with Metallica, fanboys, especially with them, it goes the same, you say one little criticism about them, and it's just all hell breaks loose, like they can't see, something, like they can't see it. Now, yeah, there's nothing wrong with, you loving Metallica, or you listening to Metallica, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're not going to be logical about it, then there's no reason to even talk to you at all. So, like I said, the thing I could definitely agree with you on, and like I said, Slayer's my favorite band, and I can say that, their later half from 1995 on has been not so great. With the exception of Undisputed Attitude, I like that album, but of course, I like, hardcore punk stuff as well. So I personally like it. Actually, a lot of Slayer fans actually hate that album. And, I guess they don't like it, whatever. And then Tom Araya, yeah, he did change, like, in one line in, Guilty of Being White. He changed one line, and that, like, pissed off a lot of people. I don't know why, because they feel like, oh, it's, it makes it seem more like it's a Nazi song. It's an NS song, but it's not at all, so forth. But yeah, their later half stuff, I say from Die Boss in the Musica, God Hates Us All, Christ Illusion. There's moments where they're good, but for the most part, that's probably their worst albums they've done. Now, me personally, I liked World Painted Blood. I thought it was a real throwback to the old school Slayer stuff. Now, yes, they still haven't been able to touch that, that original stuff yet. And will they ever be able to do it? I hope so. I hope they can. I personally, if they make another album that's, similar to, World Painted Blood, I'll be happy with it. I mean, maybe somebody who's not a huge Slayer fan, maybe you're not going to be happy with it. But, those of us who are Slayer fans, we'll probably like it. We'll probably dig it. But, yeah. But like you're saying about live, Slayer live, yeah. Slayer live is probably the best band you will ever see live. And I can't tell you how many bands I've seen bands from many different even styles of music, metal, whatever. I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bands. And hands down, Slayer is still the best band to see live. Still the best, but definitely the best band for my book, And some of the biggest mosh pits I've ever been into were seeing Slayer. Definitely, definitely at Loud Park. You know, definitely seen them there. You know, I've seen them other times before that too. You know, but definitely seen them there. The mosh pits are just like utter insanity. They're literally no joke, like a mile in diameter. That's how big these fucking mosh pits get. Well, of course, there's also a lot of people there at that show. You know, of course, it's a fest, so there's gonna be a lot of people there. But they definitely live. They rarely touch anything past like Seasons in the Abyss. You know, rarely. Like you might hear maybe one or two songs, maybe off of God Hates Us All. Of course, you hear the title track. You know, of course, no, not title track. Sorry about that. Not title track, but you know, the second track on the album. They'll play that. You know, maybe they'll play, you know, maybe one song off of Christ's Illusion, but they really don't touch much of their newer stuff. You know, they maybe might do songs that are popular, stuff like that. But like you said, nobody goes to see Slayer live to hear, you know, God Hates Us All in its entirety or Christ's Illusion in its entirety. You know, nobody does that. You know. You know, and World Painted Blood, you know, like, you know, the last time when I just seen them, like, literally a few months ago, I just seen them, they played, I do believe, 2 songs off World Painted Blood, and then everything after that was just Show No Mercy to Seasons in the Abyss. That's it. That's the only stuff they played. And it was an awesome show. It was a good show. You know. They played, you know, some different songs this time that they didn't play last time that they came here to Japan. You know, which is pretty fucking cool. You know, and of course, yeah, of course, there's gonna be some songs you're going to hear every single time because, of course, you want to hear them. You know. You know. But like I said, all in all, I definitely see where you're coming from. You know. You know. And also, one last thing, I just want to give you some background on Slayer, on how they got their sound, you know. It's the last thing I'll touch on, then, you know, end it from there. But basically, how they got their sound is Jeff, he liked the hardcore punk from the 70s, you know, going on to the 80s, you know, he liked that, he liked that stuff, you know, the hardcore punk that went on in the 70s, you know, he was digging it, you know, and the starting of the 80s, you know, he's digging it, and he was the one that kind of brought in the hardcore, you know, punk, while Carrie was really big on metal. Well, they all loved the aggression of, you know, the hardcore punk, but felt it was just a bit too easy to play. So, they were like, okay, you know, we like this aggression of hardcore, you know, punk, but we're going to play metal, so we're going to incorporate both of those. That's kind of how Slayer got to be Slayer. Well, that and Venom. You know, nothing more needs to be said there. You know, Venom, very heavily influenced on Slayer, you know. Even they'll say so themselves. You know. But that's probably about it. Oh, and one last thing, it was Garage Inc. you're actually thinking about from Metallica. I know you probably thought about that after you made the video, but just putting it out there, you know. Anyways, this is the Metal Guy 666 here signing out. Tell you guys keep it metal. I'm out.